All right. Welcome back, listeners. It's just
Howdy, hey, howdy,
me.
ho.
It's just me and Felicia today. I'm your podcast host, Afsa. This is
I'm
your podcast host, Felicia.
Felicia.
We are Bexless today because sometimes being employed is a burden and a blessing at the same time. So we are Bexless today, but she'll be back next week to cover all things China with us. But this week we're talking about the Australian Grand Prix, our kickoff to the season, our cute little Down Under vibe.
Down Under. Crikey.
Before we get into news, before we get into anything, Felicia, what were your major thoughts on how you felt about the Australian GP?
I need to take a look underneath Mercedes' little rocket ship they developed. Because I got questions.
I have questions, I have thoughts, I have commentary.
Questions, comments, and concerns?
All of them. My main question, comment, and concern is that I need George Russell to sleep with one eye open. Because he has a mouth on him. He has a mouth on him that we will be discussing in multiple...
I have a couple comments about that one.
We'll be discussing in multiple facets. But the man has a mouth on him. A mouth I need him to watch. And that's all I'm going to say. Is he needs to watch his mouth.
Watch his mouth, watch his back.
Both. But anyway... I'm going to get into some fun F1 news. I would say we're going to do F1 fashion, but as per usual, the people have been a little bit disappointing. We only had one sleigh by a driver, and it was Lewis, and that's...
Of course.
You know, that's just how he rolls.
I'm happy to see Lewis getting dressed again.
Yes, I'm happy to see that he's back on his sleigh time. He's back on his sleigh.
He forgot himself, and he's back.
He's back on his decolonize Africa grind. That's who he is. His jacket, just for content, said freedom belongs to all. And when asked about a race in Africa, instead of actually answering the question, he basically just said we need to decolonize Africa. So, do with that what you will. We're not covering fashion today. It's okay. But in terms of news, we've got a couple things, and two of our big
Let's talk about what's
items.
Important here.
Yes. What do you want to talk about, Felicia?
The royal wedding.
The royal wedding was actually thing number 3.
Okay, fine.
That I had on my list, but we're going to do it first. We're going to get it out of the way. As I'm sure you listeners know, the Prince of Monaco, Charles Leclerc, got recently married to Alexandra Saint-Melier in a small private ceremony in Monaco. Civil ceremony. They'll have like a big wedding, I think in like a year or something. It was very cute.
Wait to see it.
Leo Leclerc was in his little outfits. They drove a cute classic Ferrari. It was very them.
Sure did.
I loved it.
Did.
It was great.
It was fantastic. The photos were stunning.
Yeah, I can't complain. Life was good. So good.
Continue though. We have hit my priority.
Yes, the royal wedding was fantastic. We all love the royal wedding. Shout out Charles and Alexandra Leclerc.
They're the Leclercs now.
It was great. There was a lot of online internet discourse about her taking Charles's last name.
Why?
I think that it was twofold. One, and I do agree with the people that I'm about to say. Some were just like, she has such a swag last name that if you take his last name legally for branding, your last name is so slay that you should leave your last name. And I do agree that I love her last name.
Yes.
But I think that the problem is everybody is used to a like Zendaya getting married, who's also, mind you, Zendaya got married. Fun fact, y'all. People didn't...
Law let us know.
But they're used to a Zendaya getting married, a Taylor Swift getting married, a Beyonce getting married, where it's like their names are their brand. Changing it would be a bit ridiculous. Taylor Swift is not becoming Taylor Kelsey in any public brand fashion. That would be crazy.
Beyonce's the only one who did anything, and she did Knowles Carter.
Exactly. Alexandra is in a different situation. Alexandra is lovely, educated, rich, successful. She's an influencer. It will not hurt her brand to be Alexandra Leclerc.
Not in a little bit.
Let the girl change her last name, y'all.
In fact, honestly, the Leclercs sounds lovely.
Yeah, let her change her last name. I'd change my last name if I was married to Charles.
Quick.
She did, and I do the same.
She changed it quick.
You're married to Charles
The day
Leclerc?
those photos dropped, she said Leclerc.
And
I
I
think
would
it's her middle name she has on there now.
Yes. I would have done the same thing. Me, personally. But the royal wedding has happened. We're super excited. More photos to come, probably. They were very adorable.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful.
It was so good. Our next two pieces of news have to do with people being loudmouths in the paddock.
I love
this. Our first piece of news is that the Saudi Arabian and I believe Bahrain Grand Prix are on track to get canceled. It's been speculated that they're getting canceled. It now has been confirmed, in air quotes, that they are being canceled. And Felicia, do you know how we found out this confirmation?
How?
Because Isaac Hadjar and Liam Lawson's loud asses were yapping on a plane. Oh no, actually it was Kimmy Antonelli and Liam Lawson. I think it was Kimmy. It was either Kimmy and Liam, or it was Kimmy and Isaac. I can't remember which pairing. Sorry to whoever is being accused of a crime they didn't commit. They were yapping on a plane. And somebody on Twitter was like, hey, I'm on a plane with Kimmy and one of the Red Bull drivers. I don't remember which one. And they have like a picture with them to prove this. I was on this plane with them, I'm pretty sure. And they were yapping because the Red Bull driver, or Kimmy was saying like, oh yeah, they're going to cancel these two races, the Middle East races. And the Red Bull driver was like, oh, 2 less races for you to win then? Ha ha ha. So we now know that those are getting canceled.
Well, was he talking in a form of like, okay, they're going to get canceled? Or was he saying like, no, I know they're going to be canceled?
It was implied by OP, original poster, that they are canceling these races.
Jesus.
Yeah. So
that's why you got to watch what you say when you say it.
Why wasn't Kimmy on the Peach? I'm sorry. Spoiler, after Kimmy's performance this weekend, Toto couldn't put him on the Peach to China. Toto didn't bring him with him on the Peach. George was on the Peach. The shared driver Peach that they do, Kimmy couldn't get on Max's Peach. Really?
Isaac couldn't get on Max's Peach?
Liam couldn't get on Max's Peach? Like, none of y'all could get on Max's Peach?
Okay.
Maybe Max is stingy with the seats. He had too many seats taken up by Hulkenberg. Okay? He had too many seats taken up by Hulkenberg and Checo.
Max has his
That's true. Checo's back on the grid. There's no seats for these rookies to be taking up seats now.
Nope.
Now that Checo's back.
He said, oh, the homies are here. Let's go.
Yeah. So,
wheels up.
Sorry to them. But they were on a commercial flight, apparently. And they were yapping.
Let's hope first class, or at least business, maybe.
We pray. But in bigger news...
They're small enough where economy wouldn't hurt.
That's true. They're short. So,
short kings. We love them.
Short. We love a short king. In addition to loudmouths on planes, there's also a rat in the paddock. The drivers have been reporting that at a higher clip / cadence / frequency than normal, the conversations they're having in private, in drivers' briefings, in driver groups are being leaked to the media immediately. For example, they were having a decently negative discussion about the new regulations in a driver's briefing, and Max's comments in particular got leaked to the media almost as soon as the meeting ended.
Do you think it's Mercedes or McLaren?
It's George. Let's please be real here. Because Lando was complaining about the leak, Alex complained about the leak, and Max. All three of them were like, there is somebody leaking what we're saying to the press. And all I can say is, George Russell, you should not do things that have your hands all over them like this. You shouldn't do that, baby.
Because quite frankly, if any of the drivers are doing it, George.
Yeah, so try a little harder again next time, buddy. But that's okay.
Thanks.
We can't all leak things to the press effectively. That's okay. It happens. All right. Are you ready to get into quali for
Let's
Australia?
do it. And like I said before we started recording, I didn't watch quali, so you're gonna be telling me about it.
So, listeners, just so you know, we agreed to a terms and conditions at the beginning of the season of the of F1, and we all agreed that we were going to watch at least, maybe later, but before filming, all sessions, and Felicia forgot about the existence of qualifying. She gets one penalty this year.
You know I'm going to have more, so I don't know why you would even say this.
You need to watch it. That's what you need to do.
I'm going to do my best, but you know I'm going to stumble at least 1 or 2 more times.
No. When I texted you a few hours ago about the timing, that should have been you going, ooh, and gone to watch qualifying highlights on YouTube. 8 minutes.
I didn't even think about qualifying being a thing. That's the thing. I went and I looked at some race highlights. Nope.
And just so you know, listener and Felicia, China's a sprint race. So it's the middle of the night, and there's sprint qualifying and a sprint in addition to qualifying in the race. So prepare yourself to watch 4 sessions in the middle of the night.
So I'm going to be sleeping on this couch is what I'm hearing.
Correct. Because I think
Thank God
I want to say sprint qualifying is at 3 a.m. my time.
Who?
So watch it in the morning.
I always forget how absurd these times are sometimes. And
it's okay. You'll survive.
I'm going to do it. I'm committed. I'm committed.
You
I'm
can
going to do it.
All right. Let's get into qualifying. Just so the listeners know, the qualifying got updated very slightly to drop the 6 drivers from Q1 and Q2 so that you end up with 10 drivers in Q3 because now we have Cadillac. So now there's 22 drivers.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Honestly, I actually don't have much to say about qualifying, except that Q1 was a harrowing event for me. First, it was the first time I had seen the cars on track because I don't watch testing and I do not watch practice. So it was the first time I had seen the cars take corners. That was harrowing to see how slowly they move through corners. That hurt me. That was bad. I hated that.
Why did it hurt? Are you just you need speed demon
like
through all
to watch
corners?
car go vroom vroom fast. So
but
watching them have
straight.
to back off. Yeah, not just straights. Watching them have to back off of corners so early.
Intensely, yeah.
Yeah, hurt my soul. But we move forward, we move past it.
How do you feel about the whole battery situation?
I was going to get into this during the race.
Okay, no, we'll save it for the race.
No, but I do think it's relevant for qualifying because it impacts qualifying.
Okay.
I have a couple thoughts about the battery.
Okay.
One, I saw this on Twitter. I thought it was a really good point. If the defining element of how fast you can make your race car is an electrical computer-based component, I'm going to dislike it because you are de-analoging what should be a very, very analog thing, which is you should put a driver in a car and yes, the cars will be of varying quality, but ultimately make or break should be how your driver handles the car.
Driver skill.
Right? The fact that its battery is so critical at some of these tracks makes it so that you can... Because for a little TLDR on how the batteries work, they're electrical, they're computer controlled. Yes, the drivers are handling reserve and whatever, but ultimately it is all a computer system that you can work on getting to optimum.
Yes.
I don't personally like that. I think that cars should be tire limited and grip limited so that it is truly how do you drive the car? How do you prepare your tires? How do you handle the car to get your grip to be good versus when do you brake so the battery, when do you LICO, how did Mercedes code how the battery recharge? I don't care about the developers back in Mercedes factory.
to me, it's really giving like almost video game.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how I feel about that just yet. When we get to the race, I'll talk about like what parts of it I do like, but it's giving video game, and I don't know quite how I feel about that just yet.
Yes. I will also say, I'm a nerd. I love math. I love science. I love graphics.
Mm-hmm.
I think asking a general F1 fan to look at the timing tower, the cars, and the battery graphic all at the same time and absorb what is going on is a bit ridiculous. Which is why it has to be about the cars. It has to be, I should not need your science-y graphics at the bottom to get it.
Mm-hmm.
I should need 3 things. Seeing the cars on track.
Okay.
Additional commentary for things that cannot be received via eye, like weather coming in, things that are happening in the paddock with like weird tech issues, like that's what commentary's for. And the timing tower to give you perspective on the visual that your eyes are telling you. I can see that Max is behind George.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't tell from that distance how, like, the timing-wise, because these are really fast cars, right? I'm seeing him super far away, being like, oh my god, he'll never catch up to him. In reality, he's a second and a half away. Right? Those are the 3 things. The second you start adding 4th, 5th things,
power to...
you now start adding extra elements that I, the viewer, should not need to engage with to get an understanding. For example, one that is good is the whole in blank laps interaction graphic, where it's this person, this is this person. How many laps until they catch them to start batting?
Oh, yes.
That is a great supplementary graphic that lets you know, hey, we have 20 laps left. It looks like they'll catch up in 5 laps, so you can go, okay, cool. You do not need that graphic to understand what's happening on your screen in the moment. It is a predictive graphic that gives you information about later in the race. If that graphic wasn't there, nothing
You still
changes.
just watch the race.
You just watch the race. Whereas with the batteries, I'm sitting there, and as a fan, you're going, why isn't Max overtaking Lando? And unless you have the battery graphic there to point out that at no point did Max have enough battery to actually challenge Lando, you're sitting there going, is he slow? Is, like, something wrong with the car? You need the battery graphic to tell you they don't have enough battery to fight each other. Which also is a problem. Why am I watching a man on fresh tires not be able to battle the guy in front of him on less fresh tires? Because of a battery issue. I digress. I have many more feelings on the battery. My short and simple is, make the cars analog again. I want to watch them ride through the curves. But I have many other thoughts, and some of them are semi-positive.
Bird chef.
But main things for quali, TBH, Q1 was the interesting one. Once again, my commentary that the bitches are slow, but that's okay. I can get over the fact that the bitches are slow. Lindblad did really good.
Surprised you? Okay.
He was slaying. That might be the new baby goat. He might do him and Isaac. Baby goated. 10 toes down. Okay,
Isaac?
10 toes down.
Isaac is my boy. In spite of what happened.
Yes.
I'm watching you, Isaac.
And Isaac's not my boy off track, but on track, he's my baby goat.
I don't really pay attention to him off track, I'm not gonna lie.
We'll talk about it after the pod.
But clearly
you know
he's dropping trade secrets on a plane, possibly.
Possibly. Might have been Liam. I don't remember. But Lindblad did good. Isaac did good. Mind you, I was watching it real time, so I was watching it like midnight-ish, 11, whatever. And my notes to myself say Russell fastest, I hate this, misspelled, because I was sleepy. And then, of course, the big thing of qualifying, Max Verstappen qualifying 20th, because he crashed. I hate my life. It was hurtful. And he crashed not due to driver error, but because of an electrical issue that caused the back tires to lock up.
See, okay, so the thing is, with them having this battery thing now, I feel like they're going to have more issues that are related to obviously the battery and then electrical components over things like crashing, driver error, yada, 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 yada.
Yes.
And I'm just
and
like,
we see this in the race.
Suck to just see the cars just shut down, and what are you going to do with it?
Yeah. We see this in the race, and like, trust me, I love a reliability issue. I live for reliability issue. Make those cars blow up on track more often. Okay? However, I don't need it to be things like, oh, he crashed because there was an electrical spike that locked his back tires. If they crash, I want them to crash because they hit somebody or because they lost their car. You know? I don't want it to be like, oh, it was a random electrical spike. That's not the kind of reliability issues that I find interesting.
Battery thing, I feel like we're going to get more of those.
Exactly.
I feel like those are going to be a lot of not a lot, but more of them this season.
Yeah. I think we're about to be in a reliability crisis, tragically. My Q2 notes, admittedly, as per usual, nothing happened in Q2 that I cared about. The only note I have is I hate George and I love Isaac. So that tells you how qualifying was going for me. And then just little notes, because I conned my friends into watching qualifying with me.
Oh, dear God. So you
my
just
roommate Gabby.
House up.
Yeah, whole house is up. My roommate Gabby was thirsting over Gabriel Bortoletto. I don't see her vision, but he's a cute boy.
He's cute.
He's a cute boy.
He's a cutie.
But
I don't necessarily understand
maybe it's because they share a name. It's because they share a name. Gabriella, Gabriel. It's close.
I don't think that's how that's gonna work, baby.
No, but that's okay.
It's okay. He is a cutie patootie.
Yes. And my loving boyfriend Marty asked me why Lewis was in a Red Bull.
Oh, Marty.
I love him.
Oh, Marty.
I love him. And in his defense, it was midnight. So, I'll give it to him. He was sleepy.
No.
He was sleepy. He was sleepy.
Only because I love him, I'm going to let him have it.
He was sleepy. So,
if it was anybody else.
Exactly. We let him live. But all that to say, George got pole. Kimmy got second. Isaac got third. I can't remember who got
pretty
fourth.
Badass.
Oh, Lindblad
going like, last season where he didn't even get to start the actual race.
Exactly.
To this season, he qualied in third. Proud of you.
Exactly.
In a Red Bull. Actually, in a Red Bull.
Exactly. There you go. And speaking of not starting races. I fear that we must transition to the actual race. And by
Let's go.
I mean we must transition to the reconnaissance lap of the actual race.
No.
This
made me so sad.
This was so sad because I will tune in 15 minutes before to catch the grid walk, late breaking news, and then go race time. But this time, I just finished an episode of a cooking show 40 minutes before the race. I was like, you know what? The pre-race show starts an hour before. I'll just tune in and keep it on the background. I see them doing their little reconnaissance laps. I'm like, okay, cool. And all of a sudden I hear, oh. And I look at the screen and I see a McLaren tottering down the grass without a wing. And I go, no. Surely not.
Gotta be Lando.
It's gotta be Lando.
Lando.
Surely Oscar did not crash on the recon
not
lap.
Cool calm Aussies.
But no, Oscar Piastri crashed on the reconnaissance lap on the way to the grid for his home Grand Prix.
What happened?
Okay, so basically Oscar is coming up to a corner that has a curb. Okay. And what it looks like happened is that he basically got up onto the curb, and his back wheel, when it came off the curb, basically got, he slipped a little bit off the curb, and so that made him spin and hit barriers, and he lost control. So that's unfortunate.
And mind you, I started watching the race late, so like I skipped a lot of the pre stuff until I'm like watching them. I'm like, where the fuck is Oscar? And I had to text AFSA and I said, Where's my boy? Where's my boy? And she's talking about something. Oh yeah, he didn't get. I'm like, why is his name in the bottom? Why is it grayed out? I don't understand. I'm sad. What's happening? And then lo and behold, I go type in. I literally go to Google and I go, why is Oscar not in the Australian Grand Prix? And it's like, Piastri crashed during the recon. I said the recon, not even the formation lap, the recon lap.
Yeah, it was really not ideal.
Not the best start, but maybe the worst is at the start, and it's only up from here for Oscar.
We pray.
Amen.
Now, here's the problem with that for Oscar, which is that the thesis of this entire race, essentially, is we need to see what they did to that fucking McLaren. Not McLaren, that Mercedes. We need to see what's going on in the Mercedes factory and what they are doing.
Because something in that ain't quite clean.
Exactly. They've done something, and we actually know what it is. It's the compression ratio thing. I want to talk a little bit about the vibes on the paddock before the race started. So first thing that we forgot to explain is that Aston Martin is a shit show right now. We missed it in our news because honestly I don't ever think of Aston Martin. But Aston Martin is currently in the state.
We need to now because it's gonna be interesting.
It's gonna be really funny. Aston Martin is currently in the state where they have not figured out their car basically at all. Alonso and Stroll were reporting.
Mind you, let's remember they have car Jesus.
They have car Jesus and God's money. So
and
they have a lot going
money.
For them. They have a lot going for them. Alonso and Stroll were reporting that the car's vibrations were so bad that they didn't really think they'd be able to do any more than 25 laps at a time without getting spinal damage. And Lance said that driving the car was like an electroshock chair.
Oh my God.
Yes.
And the thing that I forget is they're basically on the ground.
Yes.
Like the drivers, not the car, but like they're basically their asses on the floor.
Exactly. And they were also reportedly having to chew gum while driving to act as a mouth guard from all the vibrations. Like their teeth couldn't be against each other. I know. Why didn't they just give them a mouth guard? I don't know. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if like there's some loophole.
Choking hazard. If you're vibrating
I wouldn't be surprised
that much.
if there's some loophole about gum that there is not about a mouth guard.
I feel like
because that's the kind of weird stuff that F1 would have.
I feel like safety equipment shouldn't be. You know what? You're right. Let me hush.
Yeah. But that's the vibe. We have the Mercedes lined up. We have, our little Red Bull baby goats lined up. Charles and Lewis started okay. Obviously Oscar's out. Lando was in like 5th position because Oscar was out. Max is all the way back. We think, things are going to be sweet.
Max was what, 16th?
20th.
Right, he was 20th, my bad.
Mm-hmm. Which is why...
it's because like 2 laps in, he was at 16th, that's why.
Exactly. So, we'll get to Max. But, I do have to also give a really strong shout out to whoever at F1 manages the lights. Because I don't know if you saw the start, Felicia, but you know how they were all the different teams were complaining, like, we need turbo time to get our turbo up to speed. We need pre-start. So they added in a little 5-second pre-start to give them some running time.
Okay.
And then they did the 5 lights. This was the fastest 5 light drop I have ever seen.
Now I need to go back and look at it.
You need to go watch it.
I saw it, but I wasn't like...
You need to go watch it because literally the second the 5 lights are up, drops. Immediately. There's no wait. There's immediately.
Right, because it's usually like a quick little 1, 2, and then it drops.
Yep, it normally holds for a randomized amount of time. It's not a set amount of time. Random amount of time. And then you go.
Mm-hmm.
It was really funny how quickly we dropped it. But what's even funnier and even better is that Charles and Lewis, with their beautiful Ferrari getaway, managed to make up a lot of places on that first bit. Antonelli dropped back to 7th, but Charles managed to take the lead from George. Slay. We love to see it.
And they yo-yoed.
I can't remember who was in front of Lewis. It might have been George. Who was directly in front of him by the time that they got to that first corner. But George. Lewis also would have gotten into that lead or into second place if George had not been right there, because he would have crashed into George if he had actually gone for it.
Well, yeah. because remember, it was literally like George and Charles, and then Lewis was right behind them. So I think it was George who was right in front of him. Yeah.
My other note, just from the initial one, is that I do really like the size of the cars being different. I feel like them being smaller makes them look more on edge, which I enjoy. And I think makes them look more fun to drive. Not fun to drive, sorry.
They're more fun to maneuver.
Hellish to drive. They're fun to look at when they are up against each other, because they visually are clearly more nimble.
Yes.
I now get into part 2 of my thoughts about these regulations, because they are immediately apparent when we get this whole battery fight between Charles and Russell over the first few laps, which is basically one of them will charge their battery and zoom ahead, and then the other one will get to charge their battery and zoom ahead, so on and so forth. We now come to my other problem with these regulations in this battery situation.
Which is
I have the same problem that I do with this battery that I did with DRS, and I want to say Jeddah. One of those tracks where the DRS zones are, like, weirdly spaced, where if you pass, like, obviously you want to get ahead of your opponent. You know, everybody's always thinking, like, let me get ahead of my opponent.
Yeah.
But if you let your opponent get ahead of you at a certain spot on Jeddah that was like a really easy overtake, it was an easy overtake right before a DRS detection point. So the person could very easily just wait for the next straight and then immediately overtake you. Right? Again. And you'd be fucked unless you could stay with them for the whole rest of the lap.
Yep.
I feel the same way about this battery situation that I do with people who found that part of Jeddah genuinely interesting.
Okay.
Which is, it is false interesting, right?
What do you mean by that?
Like, that Jeddah situation didn't make DRS good.
No.
DRS wasn't good because it gave us those kind of moments in Jeddah. And I feel much that way with, like, George and all of them saying, like, but it was such an exciting race with the batteries and it's like, you had one exciting series of moments that are entirely dependent on the fact that you guys are not used to this.
You're
this excitement will go away. This will go away the second that you all understand how to battle each other with these batteries.
Yes.
This is still a regulation issue, because in 10 races, you will all know better than to fully deploy your battery to do an overtake.
There you go.
And so you won't do that anymore, and this won't happen. Okay? You would not have passed Charles after that first time he passed you.
Okay.
You would have waited until you had a full battery to pass him and then run off.
Keep going.
Easy.
Okay, that was one of my things when in this beginning series that I wanted to ask you. I was like, do you think that they're going to get used to this and learn how to play like, not necessarily tricks with it, but like, obviously work it to their own advantage, but to the point where it's not as interesting for us to watch.
Which is what I think will happen, because, like, even with the Jeddah thing, I'm just going to assume it's Jeddah. If it's not Jeddah, flame me in the comments, non-existent commenter. Like, it's the same thing with Jeddah, where it was like, there was 1 year, 2 years, where Max and either Lewis or Charles, I think it was Max and Charles, did something fun and funky with it, because they had not thought through that happening yet.
Yeah.
And then the people who had it happen never did it again.
Yep.
They always were the benefactors of other people doing it incorrectly.
Well.
And not themselves. So
that's what I think. I think they're going to learn, I'm going to save my back. But I'm like, that's going to make them hesitate more.
And that's my beef with them.
That's what I don't want.
So that's my beef with it. We'll see. I'm not going to reserve my judgment. My initial judgment is, I don't think I'm going to like this, but I will iterate upon my judgments at a later date. And we'll see.
If they do like the back and forth that Charles and George did, if they actually do that, I'll enjoy it because it keeps things a little lively. If they get used to it and start to hesitate, I'm going to get irritated.
Yes.
It's kind of like going to be like a, how bad do you want it? And I feel like it's going to be a thing where they'll hit that like final four type thing. So like the last maybe 2 laps, you'll see them doing a lot of back and forth.
A mess. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I do also want to point out that I think one of the annoying things about having a good but not fantastic driver be the world drivers champion is they are insistent on covering Lando in these races, even when he's not doing anything. And I'm like, I get it. He's the driver champion, so you feel a need to cover him. He didn't do anything for like 40 laps. It's okay. You don't have to talk about it.
Lando was basically just driving until Max caught up to him.
Yeah, like, it's okay that he's not doing anything. He, qualified well. He kept it going. Like, that's okay. But you guys we literally had Carlos Sainz out here possibly about to kill another driver. With him, I think it was him and Liam Lawson, scrapping about to kill each other. And the camera's on Lando and Max doing nothing.
Literally nothing.
Nothing for 15
Literally
laps.
nothing.
Carlos didn't make the overtake, but he literally almost crashed like 4 times during this whole saga that I'm sitting here watching Max and Lando do nothing. I love Max, but get the camera off him. Put the camera, I never thought I'd say it, but put the camera on Carlos Sainz.
What?
Like, it was crazy. It was a mess. But if we're real, the story of this race was the Ferraris and the Mercedes.
Yes.
All 4 drivers did impeccably. They ended up being our top 4.
Beautiful. Beautiful job.
And I want to cover them before we get into the other few important elements of this race, because I think...
I want to start by saying I'm so proud of Kimi.
Yes, Kimi did fantastic.
Because he's up there with George, Lewis, and Charles. And he managed to get second.
He held his head down. And he did his thing.
Go ahead, baby.
He did his thing. Now, what I will say is that I would really like F1 media to be a little bit for real here, okay? A couple of them are writing articles being like, Australian GP proves that Kimi's a title contender. And I'm we don't need to go that far.
Maybe eventually, of course, sure. But he also has a rocket ship underneath him.
But it's not even that. It's not even
at the moment.
It's not even that. Kimi can't be a title contender on the same team as George Russell. In what world does Kimi contend for a title without George ahead of him, therefore making George act like there is no world, I'm so sorry, George is going to have to flop something crazy for Kimi to outscore him this year. It's like, it is what it is. So Kimi can't contend for a title because he will never be number 1 on Mercedes. You have to be number 1 in your team to be number 1 overall.
Yes.
So he's fantastic. My baby goat. Love him. He's not winning the F1 World Championship because that would require George Russell to not be the top scoring Mercedes driver.
It's not Valtteri on Mercedes.
And Valtteri was a fantastic driver. And he was never He was never a title contender.
No.
Because there's no world in which Mercedes lets him outscore Lewis.
Not even possible.
Like,
he could literally be in the lead and Mercedes would tell him to switch.
Yeah. So let's just all be real here. Kimi is a fantastic driver. He's not a title contender. And that's okay. No. And it's of no fault of his own.
He's also a youngin'. Maybe in a few years.
He's fresh. He's fresh.
What, a smooth 19.
Yes. As Alandria loves to say, he has breast milk on his breath.
You know what I mean?
And that's okay. You know?
Yeah.
But this all came down to strategy, which is so sad, because the moment that you're watching as an F1 fan and it becomes clear that this is going to come down to pit stop strategy, you know Ferrari's losing the battle. And that's always sad.
They pissed me off so bad.
Because I was literally so happy. I was like, wow, life is so good. And then it became abundantly clear that it was going to come down to who gets the better pit stop situation. And I saw the VSC come out, and I knew in my heart that they weren't going to pit them. And I went, well, congrats, you lost the race, Ferrari. You lost the race. And you want to know what's even more sad than that? Is after the first virtual safety car, which we'll talk about what caused that in a second.
Okay,
we then get a second virtual safety car. And I
guess
cheered.
what Ferrari didn't do?
I cheered. I went, oh my gosh, this is great. Pit them, and then this will be fine. And Ferrari lets them drive by once, and I'm like, that's fine, because this is totally going to be a 2-lap VSC at minimum. Get the next one.
Yes.
And what happens on lap number 2? The FIA closes the pit entry. No, not even that. They close the pit entry.
That was the second, not the third. Oh.
They closed the pit entry, which is so sad.
But see, if they would have pitted them in the first VSC,
it would have
had that issue in the first place.
Would have been a problem. I also do think that as an F1 community, we need to start accepting that the tires last way too long. Okay. And so if you're counting on your opponent having to do another stop, they don't have to do another stop.
They don't.
I promise you, they don't have to do another stop.
Because how did Ferrari make it damn near the whole, basically more than half of the race?
Yeah. The hards can make the whole race, provided you don't start on them with heavy fuel. So just know that in your heart, okay?
Well,
your opponent will never have to do the extra stop. It might be beneficial, but they will never have to.
Nope.
Assume they're going to still stick with the one stop and act accordingly.
During this race, I kept thinking about how you said you want Pirelli to make worse tires so that they have to stop. And I was like, you know what I said. Pirelli might
think about how much more interesting this race would have been if Mercedes had to make that second stop.
But also, I don't know how I feel about Pirelli not putting the markings on the tires so the teams don't see the tires the others are using.
So, listeners, for context, I saw an Instagram post about that being what Pirelli was going to do, and they were not going to put the tire markings on so that teams couldn't see what the other ones were doing.
Is that actually happening?
But no, the markings were fully on the tires. So
that's what I'm saying. That's why I was like, are they changing that?
I'm going to do more research on that, listeners, but that might have been misinformation.
Oops.
So, that's okay.
Oops.
That happens all the time. Misinformation is always happening on Beyonce's internet, and it's sad. But it happens.
You know.
But as I'm sure you can tell from our sad lamenting, the Mercedes boys clinch a 1-2 with George winning. Ferrari boys came in at a cool 3-4 with Charles on the podium. Lewis just barely not making the podium. Lewis was not happy with the non-split pit strategy, but we'll get him in China.
I enjoyed Lewis on that radio talking about some leave me to it, don't pit me. Tell them what you need them to do.
I like his new race engineer. I feel like he's chiller.
He listens to him a little more than the other one did.
So that's good.
The other one needed to go. Who was the other one? Who was that last guy?
I don't even know what the guy's name was. Adami? Something like that?
That one. Did Lewis pick this current race engineer, or did Ferrari give him this man?
This is a Ferrari boy.
So he's getting used to another race engineer, basically.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
I do briefly want to talk about George and Charles's post-race interactions, just because, to nobody's great surprise, if you know anything about George Russell, which is that he is a snarky ass.
Also, can we talk about the fact that George started bitching at lap 7?
Yes, which is going to be part of what I'm about to talk about.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Go ahead.
No, you're good. Which is that George is a snarky ass, 90% of the time that he's talking into a mic or a camera. And he was doing it to Charles, complaining about the way that Charles tried to defend from him. Because he was claiming that Charles was dangerously defending and weaving and this and that. No, he didn't.
Where was all this danger?
Everybody with eyes saw that this was like a normal defense. A very boring defense, actually. And George was just whining. And him and Charles clearly got into like a little bit of a tiff. Because Charles was clearly like gesticulating and angry, which we never see Charles do. But
if George Russell is in your face bitching, I wouldn't blame him.
And it brings me back to the fact that, like, George and Lando, I just like them for very similar reasons, but very slightly different reasons. With Lando, it is also a skill issue, right? Like, I simply don't think Lando is that good. And so, him being in a WDC position will always gain him more ire from me. But when he's doing what he's, destined to do, which is be in 5th place, that's fine. Okay? That's where he is. Love that for him.
6th once Oscar gets back on the grid.
Yeah, 5th and 6th, I'm fine with that. You're in a top 3 team, you should be 5th or 6th. With George, it's not a skill issue, because I actually do think George is a championship caliber driver. 1 championship, maybe 2.
George has come a long way since his Williams days.
I think that George is a good driver. I'm not even mad that he has like a rocket ship under him, because I think he's a good driver. Would I prefer for it to be under Lewis and Max? Of course. But I'm not mad that he has a good car. For George, what has always pissed me off is any time a mic is put in front of him.
Well,
because George is the kind of snarky asshole in a mic. And I'm not contending that I know George in real life and can say that he is a snarky asshole. So I'm going to exclusively speak to when a mic is put in front of him, which are the times that I can hear it. But when he has a mic put in front of him, he becomes snarky asshole number 1, but in a way where he refuses to accept that he's a snarky asshole. I think it is so critical that people understand.
Charming and charismatic.
I think it is so critical that George, as well as other people, understand George is a Max Verstappen, Fernando Alonso caliber asshole. He is an asshole. Just like Max is an asshole. Just like Fernando is an asshole.
But Max and Fernando do it better.
But that's because Max and Fernando are not being... like, even when they're being assholes, they're like, yes, I am being an asshole to you. And that is, like, that's what I'm doing. Right? I'm being snarky to you, reporter, who I think is asking a stupid question. Because I think you're asking a stupid question and I'm being snarky.
Stupid answer.
Exactly. Whereas George is doing things like... I'll even exclude the whining on radio, because I get it. You're trying to get the FIA to look at the defense, blah, 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 blah. Whatever. I don't care. It's things like when he gets on camera and he says, well, the customer teams shouldn't be complaining about the engine. They have the same Mercedes engine that we do. And
Shut
it's like, George,
the fuck up, George.
You cannot look into a camera with sincerity and say that you guys, the developer of the engines, who are in charge of every single piece of metal in that engine, who get to pre-test it and make sure it works perfectly with your car, are in an equivalent scenario to your customer teams. That doesn't make any logical sense. You're just being an asshole.
Yes.
Because the problem with drivers like George and Lando, who do actually have one on-track skill thing in common, which is that they are commonly regarded within rooms they should not be in, right? The problem is for Lando, it's a bigger jump, right? Lando is a good driver. He might even be a great driver. He's not a generational driver. George is a great driver, is not a generational driver. So the fact that they both get regarded in rooms with generational drivers like Lewis and Max makes it so that they both feel this need to make everything a skill battle. You can't bring up that maybe it is also a car thing, because that invalidates their skill. Max has never felt invalidated by how good a car is under him, because there's nothing you can do to invalidate Max's skill.
Give Max a tractor, tell you himself, he'll make it work.
Yeah, Max, not even that. Max himself will go on the record and tell you, my engineers built me a rocket ship that no team on this track could compare with. And I'm still the baddest bitch driving it. And it is what it is. He outright had times where people would be trying to battle him, and they'd be like, oh, Max, what about your battle with Charles? And he would go, oh, well, Charles can't catch me. I'm in the fastest car ever. He can't catch me. Like, that's not his fault. He did great, but he's never going to catch the RB19. He cannot catch up to the RB19.
It's just not possible.
It's just not possible. And also, I'm the baddest bitch driving. Like, George and Lando have this insecurity issue that makes it so you cannot talk about the full scope of what's going on, because to acknowledge the full scope of what's going on feels like you're invalidating their skill, because they are constantly being undermined by their own supporters who insist on making them compete where they can't compare. Where instead, if you just said what I said, which is George is a championship caliber driver, Lando is a great Formula One driver. Undisputably, those two things are true. When you try to say George and Lando, who are in the same generation as Max, mind you, George is like a year or two younger than Max.
Yep.
When you try to say they are generational drivers, one, you don't know the dictionary definition of words. That's the first thing. But also, two, it's factually not true, right? So you end up creating these situations where everything has to be about pure skill, because you believe that if you acknowledge the F1 is not a pure skill battle, your skills will get called into question, instead of just being confident that's like, you can't call my skills into question. There's nothing you can do to make my skills not be what they are.
My skills are my skills. Add my skill onto the fact that I've got a good car, and guess what?
Yeah,
you can't catch me.
Exactly.
But acknowledge the good car that you have underneath you, please.
Exactly. And it's this thing where I'm like, you cannot acknowledge... I firmly believe that if you have low driving self-esteem in a way where you might think very highly of yourself, but you still clearly have like a nick in your armor that gets you, which is your driving skill, you're always going to have this issue once you get a rocket ship under you, which is you feel like you have worked so hard for so long to finally get this opportunity that it has to be about your skill. And I'm like, in my opinion, even if I'm going to call you a car merchant fraud, you can be a car merchant fraud with great skill, and then we'll just call you a car merchant, okay? Everybody up and down F1 Twitter calls Lewis a car merchant every single day. And it doesn't matter. Who cares? If they're calling you a car merchant, you're a car merchant with 7 trophies, baby. Who gives a fuck?
I mean, listen, wait, Lewis, first the fuck of all, Lewis is not really a good example to utilize, because literally no one else.
But that's my whole point. Lewis, you can call Lewis a car merchant. You can point out all the live long day that Mercedes built Lewis a rocket ship for like 6 years in a row. You can talk about that all you want, because it doesn't matter. Lewis drove that rocket ship to championship after championship after championship. That is an undeniable fact. And the problem is, when you don't know that truly deeply in your soul about your own skill, you can't stand 10 toes down on it. Max will never be upset with people saying that RB19 was a rocket ship, because it doesn't matter. Who cares?
But anyone with less driving skill in the same car, they're not going to get the same result. Rocket ship plus good driver equals championship. Rocket ship plus mediocre driver means, you might make some shake. Maybe.
Exactly.
Rocket ship plus bad driver, well, crashing into the barriers every time.
Exactly. And it's okay.
It's like how Max was the only one who could drive last year's Red Bull.
Yeah. It's okay.
Same car. What's different? Let's go with the driver.
Yes. All this to say, I am in desperate need of Ferrari and Red Bull to figure it out, because I cannot have Lando Norris 1 followed by George Russell 1. I refuse to live in that universe.
Lewis was saying the whole, if it is a compression issue, we talked about it, I'm very disappointed, but I'm going to encourage my team to do the same. I'm like, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
You might as well. If you can update your engine.
Yep.
If you can keep the engines you have now that don't have the compression situation, but you can make an engine for the next 10 races, that do, bet. Let's do it, baby.
Like, change that engine.
You might as well.
Change that
all that
engine.
happens is you have one of two things. The FIA keeps their post-summer break cutoff date, and you get to have the next races with your beautiful engine. Or all the teams going, so then we're just going to cheat for the next 10 races, encourages them to move it up, and then Mercedes loses it. Everybody's happy. Might as well. Well, there it is.
Unless the FIA decides the compression thing is illegal.
Yeah. In which case, everybody will be back to their thing. No, they're keeping that. They're keeping that summer break bullshit. They're keeping that. But that's okay. I'm not even that mad at it. Me personally, the second I heard about this, if I were Ferrari, I would have started developing a second engine. I hope they show up next race with a second engine.
I hope they had something cooking up in the factory, just in case.
I pray.
At least make like the schematics of it, something.
Exactly. Get it ready for us. Get it ready for us. But we talked about Mercedes. We talked a little bit about Ferrari. I want to talk a little bit about our fallen soldiers. So sad. Our DNFs.
Jesus Christ.
Of course, we started with Oscar.
The bottom of that tracker was looking rough.
Yes. We had, I believe, 6 drivers ultimately not finish. Yep. Obviously, Oscar didn't even start.
Oh, baby.
So that sucks. Isaac had to pull off the track, I believe, due to an electrical issue. Hate that for him. Valtteri had to pull off the track, once again for an electrical issue. That's the one that caused the pit lane to close. So that's unfortunate.
Right there.
He stopped right there. Gosh, who else retired? Oh, the 2 Aston Martins, obviously. Because
one
that
of the
was
Audis,
a mess.
Hulkenberg,
so sad, also DNF'd. Not great for them. It was those 6, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Nico's marked as a did not start. That's interesting.
He didn't start?
So.
Oh, no, Nico went
he started from the
formation.
Pit lane.
Oh, okay.
It was the pit lane. He started from the pit lane, and I don't believe he was actually able to stop or start. And then we had Isaac, Valtteri, and Alonso who DNF'd. And then Lance finished 15 laps behind the grid, which is technically still finishing because he technically still did 43 laps of the race, which is enough to be considered having finished the race.
How many times did he get lapped?
15. Yeah. Not literally, but he went into the pits to retire and then came back out, which was just ridiculous.
Oh, that's what it was. Because I was like, he was on the grayed out list.
Yes, he was on the grayed out list. Because my understanding is that, like, once you pull into the pits to retire, you could pull into the pits on the last lap or the last couple laps, and they'll gray you out. But if you finish 75% of the race, you're still going to
get a place
marked. And so the fact that he was 15 laps down, I believe he completed 75-ish% of the race.
Jesus Christ.
And so it still counted, which is sad and unfortunate.
And that man was probably in so much pain. I've never truly felt sorry for Lance Stroll until this race.
Yeah. I also think it is interesting to me because the whole reason that there was a lack of desire to have an 11th team on the grid was because they were concerned that this new team was going to come in and they were going to be a disaster and they wouldn't be able to compete and blah, 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 blah.
Lo and behold.
And now we have Aston Martin, established team, so much money. And they're the ones who can't even come close to
and Car Jesus.
I have to laugh.
I have to laugh. Money and the Lord behind you, and you still can't make something shake. Well, and you did make something shake, the car, but
made a little something shake. And I am thankful, actually, because a lot of our discourse last year was we were saying, Charles, escape Ferrari and go to Aston Martin. They have money.
Don't do that, baby.
Max,
don't do that.
Red Bull and go to Aston Martin.
Y'all really did. Y'all said that. I didn't say nothing.
Should never listen.
Y'all said that.
Never listen to me, managers of F1 drivers. I make horrible management decisions. Never listen to me. Okay? Never, ever, ever do that.
Okay, so do you think that the issues with Aston Martin's car are because of Adrian Newey or because of Aston Martin? AKA,
Okay.
do you think he designed the shit car, or do you think that the people at Aston Martin had so much to say about his design that they basically fucked it up?
I think what actually happened is
God.
I think that this is all stemming from an engine issue. Because the only difference, Adrian Newey, to my understanding, contributed a little bit to last year's car. I don't think that this is an Adrian Newey issue. I don't even think this is an Aston Martin issue. I think this is a Honda issue.
Doesn't someone else have Honda? Who else has Honda?
They're the only Honda ones now. No, Red Bull used to have Honda. Red Bull got rid of their Honda partnership this year.
And they make their own engines now.
Yes, they make their own engine now. So I think that it's a Honda issue. And the only reason I'm saying it's a Honda issue is because there was an article that came out alleging that Aston Martin found out that, gosh, I want to say it was like 50, maybe 25% of the Honda engine team joined Honda like a couple months ago.
Stop.
Like, they joined hella late in the engine development. Like, they had insane turnover or something. And so I want to say that this has to be like a chassis engine compatibility issue, or because the thing in the car that's going to make it vibrate would be the engine and all the components. Surely. That's the thing that's moving.
Well, okay, the thing is, though, even if they got there a few months ago, they know the measurements, they know all of that. Why would they? Maybe I'm just not understanding, like, the engineering of the car.
I think it's that they're, like, super behind because of that, right? It's like at a job, it doesn't really matter how qualified of people you bring in. If you have insane turnover, you're never... Be a shit show. It doesn't matter. It's going to be a shit show. You can bring in the best people. You can't have that much turnover.
True. Because they still have to get used to where they are.
Exactly. And like, you have to actually get things working.
Because even if they came from, say, like engineering another type of motocross engine of some sort, they still have to get used to an F1 engine.
Exactly.
Interesting.
It's a mess.
Bless it.
Bless it. But my only other note for this race is I was a little disappointed that we didn't have any crackheadery going on in the back, that between the drivers, okay, we had a little bit of scuffles with Carlos Sainz and Franco, was it Lawson? He was fighting with a baby, you know? We had some scrapping there.
Bickering with the children.
Yeah, he was bickering with the children. We had a little bit going on there, but nothing too crazy. So I hope we all get crazier in China. It's a sprint plus a regular race. Let's get it shaken. That's all I have to say.
A sprint early on while they're still trying to get used to these cars might be a little interesting.
I'm excited, but I think it's going to be a disaster.
Probably. We'll see.
I hope so.
I like some disaster. It'll be
interesting. Some disaster. And as long as something happens to strike these Mercedes down, I'm here for it.
I will say the new opening sequence music eats down.
I don't know how I feel about it. I'm not going to lie to you.
The music.
Oh, the music. I'm okay on the music.
I was, you know.
I mean, I felt like I was giving a little whoop whoop.
It gave me, but I turned it on and it started playing. I was like, okay, F1, let's go, hit a little something.
Yeah, I felt like they were doing a little bit of. We got a little jazzy with it. We got a little rat-ta-ta-ta, you know, like it was
not rat-ta-ta-ta.
A little. It was making something move and shake.
They put a little oomph in it. I like it.
A little oomph. I like it. You know, we were having a good time. So I can't complain about what they had going on there. I'm not mad at it. You know, I accept whatever they've got going on, and I will take it.
One thing I will say about the end of the... How did you feel about
the actual, like, intros?
I
felt, okay, I feel like a lot of them were really far away. I think
the music, like, overcast that for me. It didn't catch me. The music caught me, but the actual sequence, not really.
Yeah, I feel like it wasn't swag.
They tried to do something a little different. I'm like, maybe just shake up the music. Stick with the sequence was good. But shake up the music a little. The sequence was good, but the music. I like the music shake up. I don't know what they got going on right now.
Are they gonna? My question is, are they gonna mess up the one for Mexico? I like the regular one that we do for Mexico. I don't want any changes. I don't need any changes.
We'll see. They might try and get a little feisty,
and I need them to not.
I don't know. Maybe because Checo's back on the grid, they might do it for him.
Come correctly, hopefully.
You know what I mean? You know, Checo's the big man down there.
Our big daddy. But all right, Felicia,
I got a question for you.
Yeah, of course.
How many woohoos or yabba dabba doos do you think we're gonna get this year?
Too many. Enough to send me into an early spiraling depression.
George singing, "I like this car." I was like, "What are you, a child?" Are you a child? I like this car.
I just don't.
Oh God.
He hurts.
That's one thing. Over his bitching, I cannot stand George's celebrations. I really can't. It gets on my nerves.
You know what? I will say, it's because it feels like branding, and it doesn't feel like branding. Branding.
Oh, branding.
Yeah, and it doesn't feel like branding the way that like Max's Simply Lovely, Lewis's Hammer Time, where it was a thing that they said that got turned into branding.
Yep.
It feels a little bit like that, right? Because I think that George's reaction to one of his early wins was very much like that.
Right, but that's a genuine, like, oh my God, woohoo. Like, I'll give you that. When it's just genuine, like, oh, I'm just so happy, I don't even know. Just woohoo! Great. When...
I feel like he's not giving what we need.
I don't like it.
But that's
I'm going to need you to try again. George.
This is supposed to be our year of being positive, and we're working on it.
Let's positively leave that in Australia. Yeah.
You're ridiculous.
I'm going to need you to leave that there. Leave that down under the car.
You're funny.
I'm just glad he didn't yabba dabba do this time, because if he yabba dabba doos again, I might never watch it again.
You'll watch it again. You don't need to do empty threats. Okay. We all know we're watching again.
What are you, Fred Flintstone?
We all know we're watching again.
Anyway,
I thought I'd do a little check-in on our draft, because we're going to do an every episode check-in on the draft. Listeners, if you haven't listened to our draft and predictions episode, go back and listen to that. It was a cute, fun, short little ditty. But as a reminder,
I don't even remember who I have on my team. I need you to tell me that.
We each drafted 7 drivers as part of our F1 draft. On my team is Lewis Hamilton, Gabriel Bortoleto, Isaac Hodger, Alex Albon, Arvin Lindblad, Pierre Gasly, and Carlos Sainz. On Bex's team, truly a diabolical
pull
that Bex got here. Max Verstappen, Kimi Antonelli, Oscar Piastri, George Russell, Franco Colapinto, Esteban Ocon, and Liam Lawson. And on Felicia's team, Charles Leclerc, Oliver Bierman, Sergio Perez, Lance Stroll, Lando Norris, Fernando Alonso, and Valtteri Bottas. Now my team isn't great. You got a rough season ahead of you with these assets. You have a rough season, and your only hope.
Wait, did I get both
Charles
Astons?
And Norris.
Did I get both Astons? God damn.
Your only hope is Charles and Lando. Okay, because you got 2 Astons, both the Cadillacs, and Oliver Bierman on your team.
Charles, you're carrying this team.
You better pray for Charles World Championship this year.
This is your World Championship year. I'm rooting.
Pray.
We're all rooting. No, the documentary came out. I can't do that one anymore.
But all right, after Australia, Yes. After Australia, we have Bex in first place with 51 points.
And Felicia, she ain't even show up.
Exactly. Felicia, through the sheer power of Charles Leclerc, in second place with 31 points. And
there's a reason they put him on the head of Jesus, on the body of Jesus.
Exactly. And AFSA in third place with 19 points. However, I firmly believe that I have our World Driver Championship contender and leader, Lewis Hamilton, and so I will be winning the draft. So don't y'all worry about that. Don't worry about
honestly,
this is his year.
If the season goes the way I would like it to, you will win.
If the season goes the way I want it to, I'll be winning. Bex will be losing because they will disqualify the Mercedes, and she will lose all her points.
There you go.
And that's will be what it is.
Ta-da!
Slay. All right. Our pop culture question.
Oh my god, yes.
I know, we haven't pop cultured in so long. It's been so long since we filmed. Felicia, I know that you...
Don't ask me if I watched something, because I didn't.
I know you didn't watch this season of Love is Blind. You should.
No.
But I know you did.
I have heard things.
Okay.
I'm aware
So what
of
I
certain
actually want
things.
to do here, listeners, you're not going to see anything, but watchers on our YouTube, where you should go subscribe and watch, you will see things. Felicia, I'm just going to show you.
Oh, God.
This season's Love is Blind couples.
I've seen some of them, so yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I'm going to show you the couples.
Uh-huh.
And I'm just going to ask you to predict who got married at the altar. And then I'm going to give you some fun pieces of knowledge about...
So I'm just looking at them. I need to decide if they got married.
I'm just having you look at the couples.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So, I actually don't know any of who actually got married.
Oh my gosh, hold up.
So...
I'm going to have to show you this on images because the Love is Blind people want to play games. Okay.
Oh.
Our first couple that I'm going to show you is Emma and Mike.
So they made it to the altar.
They make it to the altar. Some of these couples, I'm going to show you a non-altar picture of them just because that's what we have available.
Chef.
So we're looking at Emma and Mike. Based off either what you've heard or just looking at them. Do you think that these two get married? And obviously, viewers, spoiler alerts for Love is Blind Season 10 moving forward.
I don't know anything about this couple. I can actually hardly see their faces, so I'm not sure. But low-key, something is telling me they didn't get married.
Okay. These two did not get married. They did not get married because he is a hell yes on children. The kind of hell yes where he does not think his life will be fulfilled
these two.
Without children. And she is a fake maybe.
What do you mean by
fake maybe?
Maybe?
Because she's clearly a leaning no who's trying to convince herself that she's a maybe.
Okay.
Which is okay.
Because there's more than one woman on this season who was like a maybe.
No. It was just
just her? Okay.
It was just
never mind.
Okay.
She ain't had no business marrying that man, no way.
Yeah. So next up is Bree and Connor. Ignore what it's saying on the screen in the text. We're just gonna zoom in. Ignore that. Fuck. Okay. It's not gonna do what I wanted it to do. Anyway, it's
what are you trying to get it to do?
I was trying to get it to hide the headline so it didn't tell you the result of what you're about to say.
Oh, I actually didn't even look at the headline. Bree and Connor. I'm gonna say no.
They didn't even make it to the altar. Bree broke up with Connor. They had a bit of a tumultuous experience. They were in multiple love triangles in the pods. And the guy that Bree was in a love triangle with tried to hit on her and convince her to cheat on her fiance. He was wiling out. He was going crazy. I'm telling you, Felicia, you gotta watch this season. This season's good.
Wait. So I'm assuming... Did the other guy get engaged to someone? So did he have a fiance, but he was trying to...
He did not have a fiance. He had already broken it off with his fiance. You'll get to guess which guy it is.
Okay.
But that is... they broke up. One of the reasons she cited for breaking up with him was that she was kind of expecting more of an alpha male, a go after it guy. You know, she was looking for a man that would really like push her, and you know, if she's saying that she's trying to get healthy and I don't get up to go to the gym, like make me get up and blah 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 blah. Tomfoolery up and down the street.
You know me. You know that disgusts me in every form.
Exactly.
Ew.
Exactly. She was very like women's red pill content, where women consume girl boss content, but it's actually like secret red pill content. Yeah, and not even in a fun sprinkle way, in like a really annoying way.
The second you said alpha male, I was off. I was off.
I also realized I have this beautiful graphic that I can just, change to. So ignore my technical difficulties. This will just make it a lot easier for me to show you all the couples without having to keep clicking different photos.
And I can actually see their faces.
Yes. Beautiful. So
zoom that in a little bit if you can.
We're gonna zoom. All right.
Okay.
We've now got all of our couples on the screen. We've already talked about Bree and Connor. We've already talked about Mike and Emma. We'll just go from left to right.
Okay, I'm getting closer because I can't. You know I'm blind. You know, I'm blind. Yeah. Lord Jesus, fix it. Okay, here we go.
Talk to me
Sorry
about,
if I suddenly got louder.
Alex and Ashley. Talk to me about them. This guy, Alex H. and Ashley.
I want to say no, but something tells me they might have gone through with it.
So they did not get married at the altar.
Something tells me they shouldn't have. A little bit about
this couple. This is a MAGA for MAGA couple. So
wow,
match made in MAGA. He is a day trader who does not.
Oh my god! I was gonna say he's giving tech, bro, but he's a day trader, bro.
So he's a day trader who, and I'm using his own words, does not have a home base. Do with that what you will.
So you're homeless.
That's what I heard.
That's what I heard.
That's what a lot of
people heard. Homelessness.
That's what a lot of people heard.
Excuse me. I don't think that's what we use anymore. Unhoused. He's unhoused.
That's what a lot of people heard.
That's not the term we use.
No, you're fine. You're good. I'm just laughing at you. That is what a lot of people heard. He is a weirdo who was just really annoying. He appears to be lying in a lot of scenes. He's one of those people who just yaps a lot and lies a lot.
Is he? He's the one who said he was a professional soccer player, some nonsense and then like that. Lord,
yeah, he had a lot going on. They did not get married. She tried to read him for filth at the altar about being disingenuous in like a very girl boss way that just doesn't work when we know that you're not a girl boss.
But also, I don't like the reading them at the altar. Just
I also don't
before the altar.
Because I think my thing is if they're so horrible that you would read them at the altar, I don't know why you tortured yourself to get here.
Why are we getting the dress, getting up early as you know what, probably get hair and makeup, all that. To do what?
Exactly. Like, you'd have to break so many NDAs to tell the people you need to tell that you're not going through with it. That's my
I'd rather just wake up in my bed that day.
Yeah. Same.
Anyway, continue.
What are your feelings on Chris and Jessica? How are you
Chris
feeling?
Is giving short king.
He is a short king.
Mm-hmm. They look sweet.
Okay.
But something tells me they might not be.
They do not make it to the altar. They actually break up the earliest of all of these couples.
Really?
Yes. So Jessica, a doctor. Wonderful, beautiful, stunning. Mm-hmm. Chris, some sort of finance bro. Who cares? Randomly, about a couple of days after getting home from the honeymoon, they see each other's spaces, and all of a sudden, Chris disappears for 2 days.
What?
Won't answer any of his text messages or calls. And then when he comes back to talk to Jessica, he's like, well, I don't know why you expect me to be in constant communication with you. I'm supposed to just text you all the time.
Your fiancé?
He was gone for 2 days.
Oh, so you want me to rip your trachea out of your throat?
Right? Okay, cool. So that's thing number one. Thing number two, he then tells her, I just want to be honest, like, I normally date girls who like do Pilates every day, and like I
he's
just don't know
the
if I can
Pilates motherfucker.
He's the Pilates.
This 5'4" motherfucker is the one talking about she needs to go to Pilates. That's him. I've seen all of the like people making fun of it, but I haven't seen him. Him?
Yes, correct.
When they said these men were awful this season, I didn't realize just how awful they meant. This is the man telling her she needs to go to Pilates.
Yes.
Yes.
And even better, you're going to get a real kick out of this. Remember how I said there was a guy trying to convince Bree to fuck him and cheat on Connor?
Nope.
That's Chris. That's Chris.
I need the audacity of a short white man.
Don't we all?
I need that audacity.
Don't we all? Okay. Next up, Devo. His name's Devontae. First thing. Devontae.
These
and
are the
Brittany
ones that I
W.
have actually heard of, and
okay.
He can go straight to hell.
Yes. So as you probably know, they do not get married.
They had no business getting engaged in the first place. He's
exactly
wretched.
Yes. I don't know if you've seen their breakup scene. It was one of the most embarrassing 5 minutes of my life.
For whom?
For Brittany. Because she is sitting there. Mind you, one of her big issues with Devontae is that he's never called her pretty. He always just compliments her clothes. He never says anything nice about her.
Has he seen his face?
I don't think so. Mind you, women of color is not something he's ever dated. Gonna put that exact quote from him out there. Anyway, they're breaking up, right? And the thing is, they're not breaking up, they're calling off the wedding, right? So there's a scene where they're shown, like, they're having a discussion about the fact that they're not gonna get married that day, and da-da-da-da. And she is clearly having a conversation with him about the fact that they're still gonna get married, just not today, not on this expedited timeline, but they're it for each other. They're gonna get married and have babies and da-da-da-da.
Honey, no.
He is clearly having a conversation with her. They're breaking up.
Oh, honey.
Because do you want to know how he ends the conversation? Not,
oh God.
I love you. Not, I can't wait to be with you the rest of my life. Not, we'll work this out. Not, I see a future for us. We'll be in touch. Yeah. Listeners, I'm sorry for that beat of silence, but Felicia is in dead shock right now. Okay? We'll be in touch.
The swiftness with which I would touch the back of that man's head to the freaking curb.
And mind you, she takes that well. She's like, okay, babe. And then she kisses him. She's in confessionals being like, that's my man. We're going to get married. We're going to have babies. He's in confessional going,
babe,
she's like my
stand up. Stand up.
He's in confessionals going, oh, you know, she's like my shadow. She just clings to me. She's around all the time. Da-da-da-da. It was bad. It was nasty. I'm going to show you this clip, Felicia, because it was harrowing to watch. I'm going to show you this clip after we get off this recording.
This man grew up in a mirrorless home. There's no way he's ever seen his face. There's no way he's ever seen his face. There is no way this man knows what he looks like for real.
And you want to know something, Felicia? I'm going to give you a spoiler for the reunion. So listeners, if you do not want reunion spoilers, click off now. Devontae is going to show up to the reunion.
No.
Engaged to another woman with a baby on the way. As they always do. As they always do. I hate to see a fellow black sister go down like this.
I was like, he's either going to be married or he's going to have a kid. You said both.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Engaged with a baby on the way. It's truly tragic. But in the interest of, wrapping us up so that Felicia can actually see this harrowing clip I'm going to show.
I'm disgusted. I don't think I can finish this.
You can finish this. It'll be quick.
Color me disgusted. Oh my
Vic and Christine.
God.
How are we feeling about Vic and Christine?
Something tells me that's not gonna work out.
They actually do get married. I believe there are Lauren and Cameron of the season. They're very boring. They're very cute. They clearly love each other. They have discussions about the racialized upbringing of biracial children. You know, love that. With her talking about the fact that, like, her kids will be regarded as black kids. And how, like, that's something that needs to clearly be incorporated into their upbringing. He is a public policy PhD.
Come on, Vic and Christine. Okay,
They're lovely.
I'm here for them. I like this.
They're great.
I like his locks. Come on,
literally
now.
no notes. They're so cute. They're cute.
Okay, I like that.
I like them a lot. And then we have Jordan and Amber. What do you think?
What about Emma and Mike? Oh no, we
talked about Emma and Mike. We talked about Emma.
I don't like Jordan's face.
Okay, that's not the question prompt that we brought you here for, but I'll take that note.
I don't like Jordan. Something in his milk ain't quite clean.
Okay.
And then she's given the higher the hair, the closer to God.
She is
beauty queen realness.
She is. So do you think they're gonna get married?
I don't think they're gonna get married.
They do get married.
Seriously?
Now, context: Amber has a child. I believe the kid's like 6 or 7.
Oh, she wants a father for her child.
So apparently she has a good co-parenting relationship.
That's not what I'm talking about. She
Yes.
wants a father who is also her husband for her child.
Yes. In the pods, Jordan was saying that having a child, like somebody in there being a single mother, was a deal breaker. He did not appear to back off on that until Amber made it clear that she had a good co-parenting situation. So he wouldn't be like her dad, you know? He'd be her stepdad. Which, yes.
I was right to not like his face.
Things were already weird. Now, other things about Jordan that I personally found strange was
they don't make it to the reunion, do they?
They do not.
I didn't think so.
The things that I personally found strange about Jordan, beyond the things I found strange about Amber, which is I think her conflict resolution skills need work.
Okay.
The thing that I found interesting about Jordan and Amber is, so Amber didn't let Jordan meet the daughter until the day before the wedding. Which is crazy. I can see why in your meow meows you feel like you need to do that, but it's not a good idea for ascertaining if you should marry this man.
Yeah, no.
You need more than a day to figure out if he's a good interaction with your child.
Because
and I think it was a disservice to Jordan, because I think that he got to experience what life with Amber is like without a child, and it didn't fully scope him for what it's like to be with a child. For example, they were talking about where they were going to live, and she basically lives in like what appears to be like the more rural half of the suburb, or like the rural suburb city divide. And he clearly lives in like a city, if not the city suburbs, like the close city suburbs.
Okay.
So he was saying like, oh, you know, your place is really far from the bars and from concerts and stuff. Like, we should move closer to the city so we can be close to bars and concerts.
She's looking for a good school district.
Exactly. He's ignoring good school district, close to her dad, like in the school district that she recognizes, like in the schooling system that she's used to. You want to uproot a child so you can be closer to and it wasn't just the bars. He said a variety of bars. Because he's like, I don't want to just have 1 or 2 bars in town. And I'm like, so you want to uproot this child for your bar variety? What's wrong?
This batch of men is terrible, minus Vic.
Also, I'm so sorry. This is why you bitches should not live in Ohio. This is not a problem if you live in the city suburbs of DC.
Well,
you can live in a fantastic school district.
Yep.
And just hop on the metro and go to the bar. I live in a fantastic school district.
Well,
great schools, private and public schools. One of the best in the country.
God.
Best in the country, really. I have 7 bars a mile up the road from me. Okay? I could hop on a bus that takes 10 minutes and I could be in a mixed residential area with minimum of 7 bars, and that's if I count the place that are bars masquerading as restaurants, not even restaurants that have bars in them. And not even counting hotel bars.
Well,
okay? You live in Ohio, this is what you gotta accept. That if you don't live in the city, you don't live nowhere. That's just part of living in Ohio.
But also, bro, you trying to get married. You're supposedly trying to settle down.
Yeah.
What? Get your priorities straight, my friend.
He has no priorities.
Oh my God.
I'm glad I could walk you through the highlights. I will be showing you that clip of Devontae and Brittany because you need to see it. It was harrowing.
I just ate some really good food before we recorded. Don't make me gag.
I'm sorry. But listeners, you won't be able to see that. Because the next time we see you, it will be China. Sprint race.
Love it.
Regular race. Late night watching. Ooh. A track that supposedly will not be as fucked with the battery situation, so we'll see how that goes. You also may hear from us with some...
China's not a street circuit.
I don't believe so.
Okay. Oh, I'm thinking about Singapore.
Mm-hmm.
I confuse China and Singapore.
You may also hear from us for DTS Season 8 reviews. Season 8 reviews.
Dang,
8 episodes.
8 already?
I know, right?
That's crazy.
They kept it short and sweet this season, which I appreciated. I thought it was good, well and condensed. And you'll be getting our episode-by-episode thoughts. Not 8 podcast episodes, but we did obviously watch every episode. We'll be giving you our high-level thoughts. Maybe Bex will be here for it. We'll see. But
she is important at work. We'll see what happens.
She committed the fatal error.
Yep.
Making yourself important at work. While black.
Goodness gracious.
A mistake.
Wow. Oof. Brand.
A mistake. But listeners, we love you. We will see you later. Rate, review, subscribe. Send this to somebody who, if they were looking at you and went, we'll be in touch, you'd kiss them and say, okay, baby.
What?
Okay? Because clearly you love them too much. And so they should listen to our podcast.
We'll be in touch.
It was harrowing. But listeners, we'll see you later.
Goodbye.
Bye, listeners.
Ugh.